Religiously, understand the 7 principles of hell, you'll understand the 7 demons within you. You'll understand that whole concept. It's a whole metaphysical concept. We ain't go over that, but anyway, so.
Hey, what up, everybody? I hope all of y'all is having a blessed and humble day. Continue to have a blessed and humble afternoon. This y'all shorty Racheal. I want to welcome all of y'all to the Writers for Life brings you the Let's Talk About It podcast, y'all. Ooh, before we get started, let me say, let me give a big shout out to Uncle L, right? He in the building, man. Welcome to Philly, baby. We got SBK in the building. Big shout out, guys. Make sure y'all go check him out. Great conversations, great topics, all right? And we got Rudy in the building, Maisha official music channel. Shout out to all of y'all. Appreciate everybody that comes and supports a shorty, man. I appreciate everybody that come have conversations with a shorty, man. Because if y'all know, in this channel, we just want to have conversations. Let's talk about the things that are, going around us. Maybe we can give some advice. You see where I'm coming from? We bring awareness to a lot of the current events that are happening within our communities, even communities that are not from my community, all right? So we talk about everything, all right? We have conversations that, how can I say, maybe in the near future, right? And I'm going to say it like that because we can't change the world in one day. We can't make a difference in one day, all right? But we can have conversations that sure as hell build nations, all right? And that's what we've been having lately, all right? So for those of y'all that come in, right, that are new and stuff like that, big shout out to y'all. But let me give y'all a heads up, man. If our opinions offend you, this is not the channel to be in, all right? The door's right there. Make sure the doorknob doesn't hit you where the good Lord split you. Blessings, Riaz. How you doing this morning? Man, hopefully everybody is doing good out there, man, here in North Philadelphia. It's a beautiful day outside. It's probably going to rain. But let's talk about it, man. We've been talking about, who said, lately the topic has been kind of like, who said that things, should be the way they are, right? Who told us that, we know who's in charge of everything, right? And we don't have these conversations to try to make people pick a side, right? Or sit here, try to convert into some shit. First of all, let me tell a lot of people, all right? I don't have a religion. I believe in God, nothing more, nothing less, all right? I haven't bumped heads, with nobody about religion or nothing like that. Have I had people try to convert me and stuff like that? Yes. But a shorty sure as hell doesn't have a fucking religion. I sure do, believe in God, nothing more, nothing less, like I've said time after time, right? But, what's crazy as I'm living my life, right, as I'm doing the things that I'm doing and helping those that do need help, right, I do hear a lot of people, right, ask questions and stuff like that. So a shorty does come on social media and she does have conversations, not just the hood conversations out here, which sometimes I do go on live and talk about, but we talk about a lot of things, right? Like lately we've been talking about, relationships. We've been talking about, should it be 50-50? Should it be 100-100? You see where I'm coming from? Should we be following trends, right? Was, the system, what determines the system? What defines the system? You see where I'm coming from? And much more. Like, can we change the system? Can we make a difference? How can I say, can we try to create our own system? Can we try to create our own communities? I mean, we have just conversations out here, right, that a lot of us have within our communities. Sometimes I go live and I'm like, listen, man, we having some hood conversations and we talk about everything. It doesn't mean that we want somebody to come over here and believe what we're saying. No, man, what shorty wants y'all to do is actually do your own research when we do bring certain, topics, or we bring awareness to certain things, right? Don't go by what we're saying. You see where I'm coming from? Go do your own research. All right. We've been talking about the system for the past week, right? And y'all know, if y'all been watching me for a while, I've always said the system is doing exactly what the system is supposed to be doing. Now, the people running within the system, that's a whole different story. All right. So the last few topics that we've had, that we've been talking about, right, within the past 2 weeks have been, oh, where am I at? Here we go. We were never meant to be 50-50. We were engineered to break. They say 50-50. I say 100-100, like the old heads before me, right? Is it okay? Here we go. Protect the kids, not the predators. We did part 1 and part 2 to that, right? Then we did a live before that, breaking down what consists of the system. All right. What defines the system within itself, right? So we broke that down. We talked about the loopholes. We talked about behavior. We talked about so many things, all right? Today, we're going to hit into money over morals, right? I couldn't, put everything in the title, but a shorty, she wrote it down the best way she could, right? Money over morals, how the system targets poor neighborhoods with liquor, religion, and reproductive clinics. We're going to be reviewing and reacting to well, we're not going to review because I'm not going to play the video, but I am going to play Papa Duck's audio, right? To a video that he has, right? It's a few videos of Papa Duck we're going to listen to today, right? We're cooked as a society. Silent weapons for silent wars. Most people don't have a clue. All right. So throughout these lives that I have been, throughout these lives we've been talking about, the system, the people, our behavior, and much more, right? I've been playing Papa Duck's videos, right? And I'm going to continue to play his videos, and I'm going to continue to share, what he is saying, because to me it makes a lot of sense, a lot of logic, right? I don't agree to everything he says, but he brings some great talking points, just like the word, right? And if y'all missed the words live yesterday, make sure y'all go check out the word, all right? Because he made a great, he brought up some great talking points yesterday, all right? But today, all right, just like the past 2 weeks, all right, let's talk about the system. We're going to get right into the systematic intent, urban planning, or psychological warfare, right? We're going to listen to Papa Duck, but before we get into Papa Duck, right, I want to ask y'all, like always, mind-provoking questions that I would love to hear people, answer in the chat down below, right? If y'all catching the replay, leave y'all comments down below, right? And let us surely know what y'all think and how y'all feel, and let's get the discussion started, right? Are liquor stores in poor neighborhoods about access or addiction economics? And I feel as though, like, we've had conversations about this, right? Different panels, right? Even on my own channel, right? This is something we've been talking about lately, right? And it's all about money, about power. You see where I'm coming from? My bad. So I feel as though they put these liquor stores in our neighborhoods. You see where I'm coming from? Just to, how can I say, keep us tightened up, right? They don't just put liquor stores. They put the how can I say, the churches. I could just keep going with different things, right? So is religion used to offer hope or suppress dissent and pacify rage, right? And I feel as though that religion or division is not working. Do reproductive clinics represent autonomy or strategic population control? And to me, is a strategic population control, right? If these placements aren't random, what is the end game and who's collecting the profit? All right. So I want y'all to keep those questions in mind, and we're gonna start listening to Papa Duck. All right. So he be having, I'm telling y'all, he be having some mind provoking lives. Like he be like, and I'm not saying to stop y'all lives, right, and start trying to figure out how to change the world. No, we want y'all to keep these things in mind. All right. We all have questions. All right. We all have questions, and sometimes the answer is right underneath our noses, and we don't even realize that shit, right? So we there's a lot of times where we feel as though we think we know everything, and sometimes we don't know shit. Facts, Uncle L. Like they fill us up with that. Like they fill us up with reproductive clinics, right? Churches, liquor stores, right? And Uncle L is correct on what he just said. Check cashing stores and corner stores in every single. Let's not forget how we got Chinese stores in every corner. All right. And what's crazy is the Chinese food we eat in America is not like the Chinese food they eat back in China. All right. It's close to it, but let's be real. Let's be real. All right. So before we get started, I want y'all to listen to this. All right. Because I put everything out into poetry. All right. More play and pretend. It's time to share the struggle. Let the healing begin. We're stronger together. Let's lift each other high. In a world full of pain, we can learn to fly. It's us versus the system. We're breaking the mold, fist in the air. Yeah, we're taking control. No more silence, no more fear. Together we rise. Let them know we're here. Riders for life. Yo, if you ain't laugh at that poetry, boy, I was having fun making that shit for real, for real. I'm not gonna sit here and lie, but it's the truth, man. Like I was having fun with that little beat right there, trying to, see if I could, spit some shit out the noggin. And I was able to do it. I was able to do it. But listen, the shorty don't like how she rap. All right, this is why I don't rap. I don't do none of that shit. My little, how can I say, robotic chipmunk voice. I don't like my voice. I don't give a fuck, man. Listen. There's no hairs in no hairs in my mouth. No, I mean, no filters in my mouth, no hairs in my tongue. All right, I'm gonna say how it is, and I don't give a fuck what people think about me. Like I tell people, just to prove a point, sometimes I go outside and dress disrespectful, and I don't give a fuck. People's opinions don't matter to me because what they eat don't make me shit. All right. This is why we're having, this is why we have lives like this, right? We talk, we have conversations, right? We try to motivate people, right? Inspire people if we can. Those that don't want it, man, look, the door's that way. Just make sure the doorknob doesn't hit you or the good Lord split you. I can't help the whole world. I can't change the world in one day. I can't change it in 7 days because I'm sure as hell not the God that people, believe in that is in that Bible. All right. But if you look deep within yourself, right? I'm telling you, look deep within yourself and stop worrying about other people's problems. Stop trying to fix other people, right? Before you fix what's broken within you, broken within your home, right? You're not going to find happiness. All right? Because you got to start with yourself before you can even try to attempt to help anybody outside of your home. Like I can sit here and honestly say, right, that I have found peace within everything that I'm doing and how I'm doing it. All I got to do is just, how can I say, let things just flow. All right. Like at one point in time, I just got tired of losing everything around me. So I had to cut off so many things, right, that surrounded me, from family to friends to people that I thought they were there, right, and surround myself with a whole different set of people that actually cared. You see where I'm coming from? In order to pick myself up and start climbing that ladder again. So, people, places, and things, yo, we just got to realize that. Like, do all of us belong in the hood? But, I can go about it in so many ways. But let's get this live started. Let's listen to what Papa Doug has said. I want y'all to remember the questions that I asked a minute ago. All right? And let's go.
If you take a person that has no soul emotionally, right? You can work for them for 40 years, and as soon as the numbers don't look right, they'll fire you like you had nothing to do with the success. This is why they can operate in business way better than those who emotionally or those who have feelings can, because they can't just do the things that a soulless person could do. You have to think about the world we live in and the reason why we're being in the situation we're in. All the shit that we thought was, it ain't. We see that, bro. School failed us. Religion failed us. Education failed us. Prisons failed us. You don't go to prison to be rehabilitated. You go to prison to be a slave. You go to prison to become, by law, a dead man or a dead woman, because now you're a convicted felon and you can't compete with the rest of the world.
That's some real shit.
Today we are setting up this Chick-fil-A employee for anything she wants. You could pick any.
We ain't doing that. I'm not on the premium. Oh, no. You just cut Papa Doc off to give me this dumbass fucking ad.
If you really want to help people, bro, start program.
My bad.
Pediatricians. When I think about why we in the situation we in, slave.
Yo, this shit just skipped all the way ahead.
You go to prison to become, by law, a dead man or a dead woman, because now you're a convicted felon and you can't compete with the rest of the world. Right? What I'm saying is this, bro. when I think about why we in the situation we in, and I look at how we are targeted in ways most people cannot see it, I damn near say it's damn near impossible for us to get out of this hole we're in. Simply because the things that we think are good, we've been taught that are good, are the things that are keeping us in this situation. This is the law of mentalism. When a person can teach you a reality and wrap you in a reality, because they control your schools, your religions, they control everything. So they control your perception of the world. So they can put you in a mental prison, and the things that you think that are good are actually bad.
And that's some real shit. But you know what's crazy? Since people can't see who the 1% or the 3% are, right? They have doubt in their head. And they're going to continue to have doubts for some reason.
Going to doctors we think is good is actually bad. I'm not saying you break a limb or some shit like that. I'm talking about just going to a doctor. Pediatricians with our children's. You know what I'm saying? That going to college. It's like we was taught this shit was good for us, bro, but it ain't. Yeah, a few people went to college and I became successful, this and that. You think you became successful because when you go to college, you basically finna to help them extend their empires.
That's some real shit. And you know what's funny, right? I've asked a lot of people, like, damn, you got a college degree, you got this, you got that. Why you still in the hood? Why don't you got like a career? Why you ain't do something with this? Why you ain't take it to the next step? You see where I'm coming from? Like, it got to the point where at one point I was asking, what's the whole point of having a degree if a lot of these people don't even use it unless, you know, they become doctors, lawyers, surgeons. Some of them, you know, are nurses, police officers. Other than that, a lot of people got degrees that they could do something with, but they're not doing shit with it. Some of these motherfuckers are out here slinging drugs, right? Slinging nicks and dimes and all this shit. I'm trying to figure out, why is you in the corner with the degree that you've got? Why aren't you doing something with it? And then it's like, after a while, it's like, I guess they don't give a fuck. You can't help me. Listen, like like my baby pop says, like a lot of people says, right? You can lead the horse to water. I mean, yeah, you can lead the horse to water, but can you make it drink? Real shit.
But you're going to pay for to be educated and to come out and work for them. Let me give a prime example. If you go to college, become a lawyer, you know, you paid for it, you took the time, you learned it. Now you're out on the streets and you're locking people up, right? Or you suing this person because that happens. Remember, when you become a lawyer, you just get paid to defend the person that you're hired to defend, whether they right or wrong. Right? That's how fucked up it is. There's no integrity. And I know some lawyers do have integrity where they might say, well, I ain't gonna take on that case because they just don't. But you got a lot of people, they don't give a fuck. They'll take your money. They don't care if you're right or wrong. They'll just defend you as much as they can, and that'll be that. So basically, you're helping them lock people up, right? And in some cases, you're helping them defend companies that are harming people. Like they just passed this law where if you get sick from pesticides that they put in our foods, you can't sue them. What kind of shit is that?
Shit.
Doesn't make sense, right? I always say if you go become a doctor, you're not helping people become healthy. You're just patching up symptoms. You're getting kickbacks for rolling out these new medicines that they coming out with. Like, it's
everything is for profit, yo, on some real shit, yo. Like, it's the system offering services or silently surveilling. I mean, it's the system offering services or silently surveying and sedating us, right? Our poor communities being targeted for solutions or contained with distractions, right? And listen, y'all know the answer to that one on my behalf, but I would love to hear y'all's, all right? For me, I feel like we're being contained with distractions, right? What are the solutions? Where are the solutions? Look at Russia. Look at the UK, right? And we're not talking about the hoods and stuff like that because it's crazy, right? Every place has, how can I say, hoods in them. But look at these places with the same type of hoods, but look at how they really look. China, Korea, all right, Europe, my bad. I was like, damn, Ray, you got it right there. Like, look at how these places, look how ahead of America they are from us. Look how far ahead they are in technology and much more, right? How do you sell morality while ignoring material desperation? How do you sell morality while ignoring material desperation, right? Y'all haven't checked out the word Gary Bust It Down. Two great channels. Gary Bust It Down Brown. Those are two great channels y'all can go watch, right? That will break this down, right? Even more than what Papa Duck has on some real shit. Y'all just may not like what, they're saying. But at the end of the day, if you pay attention, if you listen, right, they're saying something worth listening to, something that you will gain and learn something from, right? If trauma is profitable, is healing ever truly supported? Let's be real. So if trauma is profitable, right, is healing ever really, really supported? How is healing really supported if all they want to do is profit from it? Should I put out the homeless? Should I put out how all the people that should be in a mental institution are outside? Should I point the fact that how jail, right, prison is supposed to be a rehabilitation place for people, but they come back and do the same thing and go to jail like it's their second home? If trauma is profitable, is healing ever truly supported?
But when I think about all the things we're up against, it's damn near impossible, bro. And this is why I say that we are targeted through music. We are targeted through food, education, religion, everything around you. And the crazy part is this: they've been so creative they've taught the people that's around you to help keep you in that situation. Meaning the people around you are going to school, now you want to go. The people around you are doing this, now you want to do it.
That's how the kids are.
Right?
On some real shit, peep it, right? Like, pay attention to the little kids, right? They good, they Gucci, they be chilling, right? Until they start noticing that other kids are going to school. Now they want to go to school. When they go to school, they don't want to go back to school. Some kids like it and want to continue, but a lot of these kids don't want to go to school. They don't like. They went in with so many hopes, joys, like so many things in their mind. It's gonna be like this. It's gonna be like this, and then boom, they get smacked with a whole nother illusion on some real shit.
And if you don't know no better, then you can't get out of that quicksand that you've been in your whole life because you're under the same hypnosis. This is the law of mentalism.
Shout out, yo, some real shit. Go ahead, continue, Papa Doug. Tell him, boo. Tell him. We got Daughter of Zion in the building, man. Shout out to Daughter of Zion. We got Gary Bust It Down Brown. The OG is in the building, y'all. Make sure y'all go check him out, all right?
That alone should freak you out. If they could take your understanding in your brain and put it in a jar, and they control everything that goes in that jar, so that you don't know what's outside of that jar. All you think is scarcity, unrealism. Like your understanding of outside of that jar is of nothing. You don't even know nothing exists outside of what you know. That's scary. And
That really
bro,
is, yo.
religion is one of our biggest problems, bro. And I'm speaking of the religion that they give us. I never said stop believing in the Most High. I never said I know man ain't make the moon or the sun, but I just know that what they've been putting on us from day one
ain't the real
is our biggest problem.
On some real shit.
If you look at the biggest preachers in the world, Joel Epstein, 30 plus million a year, book deals, why haven't these big preachers had gotten together and built one big church? We know why. Because of money. Why haven't they gotten together and built cafeterias that feed the poor? Because everything's a business. Once the churches step in and start doing that, they'll come up with some type of law because, like I told you, bro, you living in a country where you can't even feed the poor. You go to jail if you feed the poor. And I told y'all how to escape that. We start throwing parties for the poor. This is how you can feed them. You throw a party for them. Because I told y'all, once you feed them, you aiding them. And you're stopping them from committing crimes. So when you do that, someone's not getting paid, or some jail is not being fulfilled at its supposed, capacity. That's why I say, man, these preachers, all of them making all these millions and millions of dollars. Why haven't they gotten together and did anything, bro? The best people on earth are the poorest people.
You ain't never lie, yo. People don't believe me when I tell them, like, yo, would you believe me that in order to be happy, you don't have to be rich?
They don't talk about us, only when there's a crime. Would you believe me if I was to tell you that in this world, with or without money, we're all rich, even the poor? The problem is those that say that I'm reaching out to give a hand and stay they leeching hands is itching, ready to see you missing. Well, thinking what to write, something inside me told me I can freestyle or I can rap. I can go with a rhythm that can make you dance. Tell you what I see on a daily, tell you everything's okay just to avoid dilemma. Or I can simply bring you something positive to the table and warn you of the ongoing problems that we're having. Instead, I have to reach out to my conscience once again as I watch the crime and the violence rise and the kids lose their innocence. Now the concept of forming a home day by day loses its essence. They don't want to hear that. I can't keep my arms crossed in front of the system. If I don't do something, I'm also part of the problem. As guilty as the one that pulls the trigger, like the person in the crowd that hits the record button on their phone to expose a lie instead of the truth for clout. They need 1,000 views. The government doesn't have a solution. The problem started when we took God out the equation. The problem ain't us celebrating. The problem is that we're a nation divided when we should be a nation united and praying. That's how we live today. When problems occur, we come up with a meaning. Laugh a little, move on with no care in the world, as if it ain't even a thing in this world. If it's like this today, I don't want to see the future. Because nowadays, they'll make a meme out of a person that can't even see the day of light no more. What makes you think they care? They can't even break bread at the table. I don't know how you want to be rappers and lyricists can go on with life, living on an illusion with nothing good to write. Talking about killing someone, selling drugs with pride, until the scripts are flipped and it's someone you love dies. Right? This ain't solved by activating the National Guards and going behind bars. This is deep, this is me and you. And they say as time passed by, we'll heal everything. Shit, you know these scars? I seen time flash by and never felt everything. You get me on standby, ready to kill everything. Alone in the mirror looking at myself, say, girl, you're everything. You don't need for anything, shorty. So unless you walk a mile in my shoes, don't say anything. Just take a minute and listen so you can consume everything. Me and you are not the same, so make sure you look both ways when you cross me, and that's on everything.
And that's some real shit, man. Gary, man, that's my boo. That's Papa Duck right there, man. He be spitting them gems, yo. We got the Joker in the building. Big shout out to the Joker, man. Blessings, blessings. How you doing this afternoon? But yeah, man, Papa Duck he be spitting them gems, y'all. For real, right? So, is constant exposure to liquor, religious messaging, and reproductive control shaping how we see ourselves, right? And I feel as though, for some reason, right, because we live in an era where we look at these celebrities as God, I feel as though, yes. You see where I'm coming from? Like, some people say they're free thinkers, but in reality, they're just stuck following trends. Like, unless the celebrity, this celebrity says it's okay to be in this type of relationship, or this is how they live their life, or we should do this and we should do that, some people not happy. And it's crazy. I mean, I can go even deeper and further, but, I'm going to just use that one example. All right? So, I mean, some of us need to have, how can I say, control of our own little space, right? Like we say we're free thinkers. Why is we following everything we see? For real. That's what I'm saying, yo, man. And I want to remind people, right? The system is not what's broken. The system is doing exactly what the system is supposed to do. Now, the people running that shit, in charge of that shit, that's a whole different story. Are these institutions giving us options or limiting the ones we dare to imagine? Growing up, I used to hear a lot of old heads say that I could do anything I put my mind to. If I perceive it, I could do it. Where there's a will, there's a way. And as I got older, all I kept hearing people say was, it's not possible to do this. You can't do this. Why? Why should we do this? I ain't doing this. It's not going to happen. Blah, blah. I mean, excuse after excuse for so many things. And I'm sitting here like, oh, what in the world is going on? And sometimes, sometimes I just like, I don't know. It feels like how can I say it? We live in a cage. I'm surrounded with people with strings attached to their backs, right? Is community support a mask for emotional manipulation? Is my question. All right. So like I said, we don't have these lives to, make anybody feel bad. We're not here to bash anybody. We're here to have conversations that do matter. All right. Once this live is, over and done with, a shorty is going to continue to do what she normally does. All right. That's why I'm not on here to argue. I'm not going to act on here any different than what I do out here. All right. If, we can get, how can I say, we can get jokeful, we can get goofy and everything in the middle of these conversations. Why? Because we're not here to, how can I say, make things worse. All right. If we can bring solutions, let's bring them. But we're having conversations that matter. But in the midst of it, man, I get tired of having conversations with people and then arguing like, I got to be right. No, I got to be right. I'm sitting here like, I thought we was having a conversation, not a debate or a competition. All right. So, let's have these conversations. I would love to hear, y'all input right down below for those of y'all that catch the replay. And if you watching with a shorty, man, let a shorty know what you think. Facts. I don't know who this is, but welcome to the live. Loves Jesus. He says there were black slave owners, and that's a fact. A conversation that's never, that nobody ever talks about, right? And when it gets brought up, people start arguing and fighting. And yeah, there were black slave owners that owned white people and more. Not just white people, but let's keep going. I mean, let's be real. But people don't want to have these conversations. See, that's one conversation that I'm telling you that when it does get brought up, motherfuckers want to take it to the left. So left to the point where enemies get created on social media. We are here to improve and not change. Facts. Facts. I got to pin this. I got to make this a disclaimer. I'm going to figure out how to turn that into a whole nice little disclaimer on some real shit. That's some real shit what Gary just said right there. But let's continue. Let's continue with Papa Duck and remember the questions I've asked. All right. I know they're mind provoking, but they're mind provoking for a reason. All right. We only think about how I think, how I see it. If it's not my child, I don't give a fuck until the devil starts knocking at your door. Then you want to start screaming. All right. Now you in the news talking about, oh my, I should have listened. Come on, let's be real. This is America, right? All lives matter, right? All lives matter. Black lives matter, they say, right? But guess what? A brown and a black kid will be the first one to get shot through a window because a motherfucker want to get an eye for an eye, want to call himself a hitman. But in reality,
this is America, land of the free, where you gotta pay for water, even the air you breathe. Y'all screaming Black Lives Matter, turn around and watch our kids die and cry and ask why. They gotta fly high. Now we gotta be strong enough to storm the weather. Y'all weak, y'all fold under pressure. Now y'all went and lost your treasure. Oh my, look at the oppressor, dressed as a professor, calls himself a hitman, missed his target and got banned. Now he's tomorrow's trend, all for a brand. Don't act surprised. Y'all can stand. Y'all knew the plan. Y'all know that friend with that itchy hand ready to see you go missing? Damn, what a scam. The whole time they was listening. They was just a part of the plan. Got us on a mission, on go mode and ready to rant.
welcome to America, land of the free, where you got to pay for water, even the air you breathe. Welcome to America, where even water is marked.
A poor person will give you the shirt off their back, bro.
Real shit.
A person with everything that can afford to help more people, they'll do it under the name of a fundraiser, which is a tax write-off, or non-profit, which they funnel money through and all type of. Bro, if you really want to help someone, bro, like these black actors and celebrities, athletes and shit, bro, if you really want to help people, bro, start programs that teaches black people.
Real shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like all people, but mainly black. So we get it the worst. We need it the most. Start programs that teach us the opposite of what they're teaching us. Let's go back and unlearn and relearn, right?
That's some real shit, and that's all I've been saying, man. Listen, we're not trying to change. We're not trying to convert, like Gary says, right? Where did Gary say that? I got to go back to his comment, right? Oh, here we go. We're here to improve and not change, all right? We're here to improve our behavior, all right? Improve our maturity, improve our conversations, improve our way of doing things. A better you, a better us. A better world, a better us. A better me, a better you, all right? We're here to improve the things that we're doing wrong, or we think we're doing wrong, or we think that we have made a mistake, right? We're here to improve. Not here to bash, bring nobody the fuck down. That's why I say, look, listen, man, if what we're saying makes you feel some type of way, the door's right there, because our conversations isn't for everybody. Our conversations are for those that want it. All right. If you don't want to be a part of the conversation, there's no cage here with a fucking padlock on it. All right. We're not holding prisoners. We warriors. We fight. All right. We're not going to sit here and cage people up. We fight for freedom. We fight for ourselves. We fight to improve, for a better day, for a better tomorrow. All right.
Teach us how to, we're talking about grassroots, because you will be surprised how grown men and women can't diffuse a simple disagreement. We have
real shit. While a 5-year-old could sit here and diffuse a simple disagreement between a 9 and a 10-year-old, let's make it make sense.
Can't diffuse a simple disagreement. We haven't been taught to. And I know it sounds crazy, but a simple dispute, two grown ass people, whether in a regular relationship, neighbors, whatever, they don't know how to dispute it. The Jewish people, you know what they do when they have a problem with each other? They take it to what they may call in prison, what they call a shot caller, someone that would sit both of them down and make a decision. We don't have that. All we have is disrespect, niggas fighting over hoods they don't own, they don't got no real estate in. We just been taught to self-destruct.
Yo, he ain't lying. This is my block. Motherfucker, when did you buy the block? When in the world did you own this block? How did you get it? Yo, listen, I be asking these questions. Papa Duck ain't tripping. Like, sometimes I'll be looking around and I'll be listening to these people. This is my block. I own this block. Get the fuck out of here. Come back. I'm like, you own the block? When did you have enough? When did you make the money to own this block? I mean, you sit around and you sling nicks and you smoke that shit. Even for those that sit here and sling rocks, right? Y'all sell that shit, go buy some nicks and smoke that shit. I'm sitting here like, but you had time to buy the block. When did you buy the block? Did you get together? When did you get with the politicians and shake their hand and say, well, hey, look, this is the money that I got to give you to be in charge of this block. Now it's mine. You have no say-so in it. I could, drop as many bodies and go as many times as I want. We own blocks now, huh? Woo.
In the trap, you'll get lost, thinking you the boss, not realizing that the streets are the game. Once you've come up, you should have got out, but you got greedy and lost your luck. In the cycle of crime and deceit, Now your downfall is all but concrete. The streets don't forgive, they just take, leaving you broken, no escape. From the consequences of your actions in the trap, there are no fractions.
And that's some real shit. I mean, I thought that if you bought a property, right, you own that shit, but it's not even really yours because the land that's on it, it belongs to whoever they are. 1%, 3%, right? Yeah, you may own the property, right? But what the property is on, it's not yours. I mean, unless you buy the land and the property, but then if you buy the piece of land that you're on, you would have to buy the properties on it, right? For example, I mean, not everywhere, but I'm going to put Philadelphia. For you to own this one little piece of land right here, right? Look at this little land right here. It comes with row houses, alleys, backyards, right? All of this shit is in it. So you would have to buy all the properties along with this land. Now, let's not talk about the street. Do you have money to buy the street too? Then the other piece of land on next to it, right? Now you can call it your block. But nobody in these corners owns anything. And once they get plop, plop, they're not here. They're either in a casket or in a coma or fighting for their life or behind bars. So what's yours again? How is this your block? How do you own it? When did you purchase it? Where's the deed that says this belongs to such and such? It's just the stupid shit I hear.
So let's take these rich black athletes, the LeBrons and the rich rappers, anybody that's black that's rich, and let's do, and we don't have to be like them, but let's just do what they do. When a Jewish person become rich, they got a thing called Fergen or Ubuntu, where each time a Jewish person become rich, it produces 5 more rich people. This is what got them so connected because they spend money with each other, they help each other, they do for each other. On the other hand, you might say, oh, niggas don't do that, but you got to say, why, bro? I'm tired of people saying, oh, niggas don't do, but niggas dissing. Why, bro? We've been programmed to do what we do, bro. And
Yep.
you mean to tell me can't no one see this, bro? We have been programmed to do what we do, bro. I don't care what nobody say. Oh, man, but nigga this, but nigga that. Let me explain to you something. Name me one nigga that got a school. You go to their school, right? Name me one nigga that own a record company that has influence on pushing positive music. You listen to the music that they push on their radio stations. You got to be out of your mind if you don't think that TV, news, radios, music, Hollywood, you got to be out your mind if you think these things don't shape your perception. This is the whole purpose they created the shit. You think it's for your entertainment. Remember, let's go back to the law of mentalism. You think this for your entertainment. Do you know how many messed up movies that Disney done put out in front of them kids? I knew this shit when I was 14. We studied this shit. Steve.
Yo, he ain't lying. Like, now that I look back and it's crazy, how was these kids' misfortune in Disney and Nickelodeon our entertainment? I'm 35 years old now, and what I thought that, what made me laugh as a kid, I'm looking at it now like, oh wow, I don't even want my child to look at this anymore. And you know what's crazy? Right? I let my daughter start watching iCarly for a minute, and then and I'm like, as I'm rewatching this, I'm looking at it like, wow, this is what I thought was entertainment, and these kids were abused, misused for our entertainment, for our pleasure. But was it? You see where I'm coming from? Like, it's crazy.
Copeland, man, we listened to the tapes. I couldn't believe it. All the stuff that Disney put in their shit subconsciously, bro. Spelling the word sex in the air. Why do they do that? Because subconsciously, when you a child, you it's like I say again, bro, you being targeted in ways you don't even know exist. This is why most people can't have this conversation.
You ain't lying. You know how they say curiosity killed the cat, right? But when it comes to kids, I don't think curiosity, unalives any kid, right? I'm gonna sit here and say curiosity could hurt a kid, but kids are like immune to curiosity. They come, they explore, they experiment, they learn. They sometimes they get confused. Yo, hold on 1 second. Do I got the camera on? Yep, I do. Give me 1 second, guys. I apologize. And I just got thrown off by that. Like, I don't even know what I was saying.
They don't know, bro. Dumb, deaf, and blind. I just look at them and be like, all I can do is hope for the best. Because these people has got to the point where they control everything about this.
Real shit.
You have to understand that, man. Black people ain't stupid people, bro. Just programmed people, bro. They show us what looks look like.
You gotta
they show us what beauty is. They tell our story better than us.
He ain't lying.
All I'm saying, man, I hope y'all understand where I'm coming from, man. Because I'm telling you, bro, we was born to die. Literally, we was born to be slaves and die. That's it. I hope this ain't going nobody's head. And I hope people start using this, start thinking, bro, we're not stupid people. Just program. Our children program. And they do it in ways we don't understand. And it's going to get worse because the things that we can and can't talk about, they don't want us talking about this stuff. They control that. They control everything, bro. Rule of thumb, and I'm going to let y'all go. The things that they allow us to do, you should be weary of. The things they don't allow us to do is where the truth lies. Remember that.
That'd be some deep shit Papa Duck be talking about, yo. And I get it. Like, it be sensitive sometimes for a lot of people, which I don't know why. But, hey, is the system feeding you or fattening you for exploitation? Who gets to define morality in neighborhoods they refuse to invest in? And that's why, I understand when the word, talks about building our own communities and trying to, to do our own things, but people don't want to listen. Gary Bust It Down does the same thing, right? And he goes deep into the conversations. Shout out to the word. Shout out to Gary Bust It Down. Shout out to Nate the Great Podcast Show. Right? My bad. Do your options empower you or remind you of how trapped you are? And sometimes when I talk to people, I feel as though that some people got the options that may, choose options that make them get empowered by the options they chose, right? And then other people, I feel as though they trapped by the choices and the options they chose in life, right? And I'm hoping some people understand what I'm trying to say, all right? What's the real cost of having a clinic, a church, and a liquor store on every corner, but no bank, no therapist, and no art space? You see where I'm coming from, right? They call it choice, we call it control. They give us faith, but no food. Liquor, but no love. Clinics, but no care. We are not underserved. We are over-targeted, all right? And I hope that don't go over y'all heads.
Remember that. If you can figure that out, you're on your way. It's just most people just
Nope,
They
they
locked
don't.
in box. It ain't their fault. Cooked. You don't know no better. And I don't care how good a person look. I don't care how much money they got. These can be the most ignorantest people or most dumbfounded people when it comes to this life than you will ever know.
That's some real shit, Papa
So don't
Duck.
let those shiny things fool you, bro. Because remember, the poorest people are the most kindest people. The poorest people are the best people.
Real shit.
Because the ones who got it, for the most part, don't give a fuck about you. Think about it. Don't be in denial. Be real with yourself, bro. A person who ain't got nothing, they give the shirt off their back. A person who got it, and I ain't saying all, just like all people who don't got it, not all people give you shirt off, but majority will. So let's not go back and forth with the minute stuff. Majority of the people who got it gonna ride right by you like, fuck you. This is America.
Gary, that was a quick little poem I read. You know that, right? You know that the majority of the stuff, like my poetry, it speaks in metaphor, right? So it's the way that I'm seeing people. You see where I'm coming from? Like listening to people, right? They call it choice, and this is not even something that I wrote. This is something that somebody else wrote. I forgot who the fuck was it, right? But it says they call it choice, we call it control. They give us faith but no food, liquor but no love, clinics but no care. We're not underserved. We are over targeted. You know I love poetry. So this right here drew my attention and I just wanted to put it out there. So if you get the metaphor out of it, man, that means you was paying attention. But yeah, you're right. We are not over targeted. We are not understanding. That's some real shit right there. Did I pin that shit right there? All right. So we're about to get into another video of Papa Duck, but I'm gonna let him finish this.
Jack, you don't get nowhere you can't get nowhere in America having emotions or having a big heart. You could be a good person. But like I say, the more money you make,
The more problems.
the more of a shark you gotta be. And remember, sharks are born swimming. It's your boy Papa Duck. Make sure y'all put all your comments on the bottom of this video, man. This is a community where we learn from each other. And as you can see, I do feel a little, I feel a little blue today. I feel a little, because like I say, when I think about the things we're up against and the things that people aren't aware of, the things that people going 100 mile per hour down the road thinking that they're being successful, but they're actually going the wrong way. It's sad.
Real sad. Real sad. That is really, really sad. Oh, I be thinking people don't understand me when I speak, and like, since I speak sometimes in metaphor a lot, sometimes people misunderstand what I say. But man, that's some real shit, Papa Duck. Listen, guys, I've put all this in poetry, right? And some people might, misunderstand the poetry and might go over their heads. And guess what? That to me don't matter, because the majority of the people, my poetry, it hits them another way and it makes their day. Hurt, no more playing pretend. It's time to share the struggle. Let the healing begin. We're stronger together. Let's lift each other high. In a world full of pain, we can learn to fly. It's us versus the system. We're breaking the mold. Fist in the air. Yeah, we're taking control. No more silence, no more fear. Together we rise. Let them know we're here. Riders for life. Don't be judging the shorty, yo. But if y'all laugh, I understand, because I was laughing when I heard it myself. I was cracking the fuck up. I was like, I really did this shit. I should never listen to Frankie. Frankie put a battery in my pack, and I went right with it. So I know. Do y'all believe that intentional placements are a strategy, not coincidence? What are y'all opinions about intentional placements? Right? Are poor neighborhoods being served or surveillanced? Right? Liquor stores feed addiction, churches preach obedience, clinics promise control. Is this help or high level containment? Right? And once again, I would love to hear, y'all comments down below, man. Let's get let a shorty know what y'all think and how you feel, and let's get the discussion started. All right. Like Gary said earlier, we're not here, right, to change anything. We're here to improve. All right. Is this tragic trauma management disguised as moral outreach, right? Not preventing, not healing, just pacification. Are these institutions installed where hope runs thin, so dependency runs high? It's not random placement, it's tactical exposure. What is y'all opinions, right? And with each question, I gave y'all two different, perspectives. All right? It's not random placement, it's tactical exposure. All right. With each one, y'all going to see me do this a lot with these questions, right? Because we want to have conversations that build nations, right? That improve what's happening within us, around us, right? Not just us, our kids. We're supposed to be leading by example, all right? People say, oh, it's supposed to be like this, but in reality, it's what? Like this? Common sense ain't common sense no more. My bad. So let's get started with Papa Duck. All right, guys. And hopefully y'all are enjoying the stream.
Papa Duck back with another very important video. Make sure y'all stick to the end. All right. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share this video, because sharing is free. Now let's get right into it. You ever notice why certain businesses that they put in the hood, and this is by design, all right? They got this thing called redlining, right? This is where you take a map and you can determine where people are going to live based off their credit score and based off the money they make, right? This is how businesses determine whether they're going to build there or not, all right?
And I want y'all to go take a dive down the rabbit hole, right? And learn, research what defines redlining when it comes to, businesses and stuff like that, and much more. All right. The concept, the meaning. All right. When it comes to maps. All right. When it comes to our communities. Wait, can y'all hear me? Okay. Yeah, I am not muted. All right. I thought I was muted.
Think about this. Why do you think there's liquor stores on every corner in the hood? First of all, you must understand this, right? The word alcohol comes from the demon called racheal, and they talk about this in the Bible. I've done videos on this too, right? When you drink alcohol.
And that's going to be a rabbit hole that we're going to be diving down soon on a weekend, because, it might take me all night on some real shit. I'm not going to sit here and lie, and I can't do this during the day. All right? There's going to be probably like a 5-hour live me going on this down that rabbit hole. All right? So I'm definitely going to do that on the weekend. We're going to be learning about the demon racheal. Okay? We really are. Alcohol. Okay? Alcohol, racheal. All right? We're going to be diving down that rabbit hole. I'm not sure what weekend. I'm not going to make no promises. All right? But that's one rabbit hole we're going to be diving down and learning about. All right?
You basically alter your consciousness and you open yourself up for other entities to enter you. This is why they call certain liquor stores spirits.
Wine and
spirit. This is why people can get drunk and do all kind of promiscuous shit, commit crimes. And this is why people just be totally not themselves, because it ain't them. Do all type of shit, cuss people out, fight, and wake up the next morning like ain't nothing happened, because it's not them. Go look it up. It's called racheal. This is the demon that they talk about in the Bible. And this is where the word alcohol come from. It's in the hood because when people get on alcohol and somebody get killed or something, because most crimes are committed when somebody's under the influence, either drugs or alcohol. This helps with depopulation, right? This also helps with people going to jail, because when you go to jail, you become state property. And when you become state property, you are a slave. Slavery is just cheap labor. It ain't got nothing to do with your color no more. You could be
Real shit.
white, blue, green, whatever. Your ass go to prison, you will work for 10 cents an hour, right? I talk about this all the time. And you're gonna work for major companies. Because remember, slavery is just cheap labor for the major companies, big companies. That's how they stay in business, right? Secondly, what's in the hood? Fertility clinics you will never see in the hood, but what you will see is Planned Parenthood. Margaret, funky ass singer. Go look.
Shit. And if y'all been following me for a while, right? If y'all go back towards the beginning of my lives, we went down the rabbit hole, right, with Margaret Singer. All right. So I appreciate those that showed me support. All right. But that was a very, very insightful live. We learned a lot during that day. Man, that's what I'm saying. Like we need to do our own research. A lot of people are satisfied with the things they're being fed. But what's crazy is, right, I sit here and I'm like, damn, you don't question what you're being told? It's like you're a puppet in disguise.
Look her monkey ass up. This was the woman that created Planned Parenthood, and guess who father was the overseer of all that?
We talked about it.
You know who that is. So Planned Parenthood is placed in the hood to teach you about how to use condoms because they don't want us procreating. They want to give you birth control because they don't want us procreating, right? And all type of other shit. This is why Planned Parenthood was in the hood and fertility clinics was in the suburbs. Big difference. Big difference. You understand me? Now, why is churches on every corner? See?
Pay
This is
attention.
how interesting this is about to get.
Right.
We got a shitload of liquor stores. And I told you why. Check cashing places. You know what I'm saying? We got a whole bunch of
Shout out to Uncle L.
churches, right? And why do we have a bunch of churches on every corner? Why? I told you, church is the thing that church allows you to throw logic out the window. You've been here every day, you see what's going on, but the faith that you have in something that you don't understand allows you to throw logic out the window.
Real shit.
I never told you stop believing in God. I just say that God, that what they trying to give you, you're crazy to believe in.
And I mean, I feel the same way. And like I tell people, right, I'm with him 100% on that. On you know, the way on what he's saying and the way he's breaking it down. You see where I'm coming from? But I also go by, I don't care what your religion is, right? I'm willing to learn, what you're practicing. I mean, and I've learned, it's like, shout out to Word, right? He taught me something that not everybody practices the religion that they say they're in. You see where I'm coming from, right? And then people don't seem to understand that when you say I believe, right, it's not a thought, it's a feeling.
Because as you see right now, they tell you be a God-fearing man. But do you know what that means? You are a God. So you're fearing yourself. And you don't even know it. This rabbit hole goes so deep this gonna go over a lot of people's heads.
Yep, it is.
But there's a reason.
It's gonna go over a lot of people's heads. Motherfuckers gonna try to debate, and I understand because I know you get a lot of lashback, Papa Duck. I understand you, boo. I understand you. I know what you be going through because I get it sometimes. I get it. And it's the lack of knowledge. You see where I'm coming from? The lack of research. Like I said, man, people ain't nothing but fucking puppets with strings attached to their back. I feel as though, like, how there's two versions of the Adam and Eve, right? The one where he made to, look in the image of the gods, and then the one where, he took the rib and he made the woman, right? Well, I feel as though that a lot of people are of that image, and some of us are as the image of gods. I'm gonna put it like that. All right. Right. Like, listen, don't take what I'm saying to the chest. All right.
Reason why there's a church in every hood, right? And we're still in the same position we've been in for over 400 years, dog. Right? But tell me this: how many libraries are in the hood?
How many?
See, now we cooking. How many libraries are in the hood? Places where you could go and educate yourself. And a lot of y'all gonna say, well, that's up to you for you to go do that. Do you know how hard it is to fight through all the bullshit that they put in front of us? You know how hard it is for a single parent, mother or father, to have to get up, have to go to work, get the children ready, send them to school, bring them back from school, stop and do this, stop and do that. They make sure that you don't have time to cook. They make sure that the family structure is so discombobulated that you don't know how to work together.
That's some real
They
shit.
make sure that it is so hard for you to do these things. To go into a fucking library is the last thing on your mind.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I say you must get the proper education, but also use common sense. If two people got together that had children, it would be smart for one to maybe say, well, you go out, you got a better job, you can take care of the bills, while the other go and educate themselves on starting a business. Work together, do like all these other people do, but you got.
We've been taught that it's 50-50. Who taught us that it was 50-50? I don't know. On some real shit. We have to go further back than the bitch that made, the motherfuckers that did, I guess, no, was it 50-50 back then? I don't even think so, on some real shit. Somewhere along the line, it started being 50-50, right? That's what we was being taught. Could it have been, when they bought in the welfare system, right? Food stamps, cash, and all that shit to divide the families. Could it have been the Feminist Act, right? It's so many theories and myths when it comes to who told us that it had to be 50-50 and much more.
Got so many things that's in front of you that's stopping you, and no one asks why.
Facts.
So what I'm trying to get y'all to realize is this: everything that's in the hood is for a reason, right? We're talking about liquor stores, check cashing places. We're talking about Planned Parenthood, churches. All this stuff is in the hood to keep us dumb, deaf, and blind, bro.
That's some real shit, Papa Duck. But guess what? Like Ms. Yo Thoughts just said the other day, man. You remember that song, Papa Duck? That song that you put out there, right? The ancestors are coming, and you did this a little while back. Guess what? Ms. Yo Thoughts said they heat. And we're going to do a live on Ms. Yo Thoughts Live, all right? One of these days. Remember? You said the ancestors was coming, Papa. Now, I want y'all to listen to his words, right? Because he said this a little while back, and I think this was around when the pandemic started or a little before the pandemic started. Shout out to Papa Duck.
It's your boy Papa Duck.
Ms. Yothar said the ancestors got boots on the ground today.
This to your playlist.
That they can do anything they want to us. We might not be back. I might be in jail. I might be anywhere. But when I leave, you can remember I said with the last words on my lips that I am a revolutionary.
Lady, I'm your knight in shining armor, and I love you. You have made me what I am. You have made me what I am.
What's her name? Her name Freedom. 400 years, I'm still waiting to meet her. 40 acres in a mule. The government so full of shit, and black folk ain't so content. Still vote for the president. Gave you the Bible, say read it. You shoulda knew then. Ain't no white man gon' jump on no cross and come say your black ass. I'm sorry, bro. I ain't trying to come between your religion, but God gave you common sense for a reason. I pay attention. Planned Parenthood wanna stop us from reproducing, but they don't wanna stop the police from upping and shooting. The food that we eat, the government know it's cancerous. Doctors get paid to put your ass on dialysis. Mama sick right now, I know you heard, but don't give her them pills, my nigga, give her them herbs. Chinese buying up land in Africa and Jamaica, acting like you sleep, my nigga, y'all better wake up. And Bill Gates, don't worry, cause we gon' get you too. Catch you at an interview, hit your ass with that whoop-de-woo. I'm Haitian, so won't need no vaccination. I just call on the gods and we can settle the
You have gone and made me such a fool. I'm so lost in your love. And oh, girl, we belong.
All my women, take a stand. Raise your right hand, never say that you don't need a man. Hell, we need each other. We need to just stick together. Only thing they gon' do is just turn against one another. Conspiracy and RICO, some shit that they don't wanna speak on. Niggas going to prison for fucking with them PPP loans. My dog at the crib, he happy he got his stimulus. Saying to myself, this all y'all think a nigga worth? Get that shot in your arm, y'all must be crazy. When the same motherfuckers round here kidnapping babies, emasculating men, it quickly became a trend. Now they wearing tight pants. My nigga shit, I'm just saying. Robot artificial, go study what's humanism. Black folk showing up dead with their organs missing. You might not like it, but Trump and Joe Biden work for the same people, so please don't get excited. And Bill Gates, don't worry, cause we gon' get you too. Catch you at an interview, hit your ass with that whoop-de-woo. I'm Haitian, so won't need no vaccination. I just call on the gods and we can settle the odds.
You have gone and made me such a fool. I'm so lost in your love. And oh, girl, we belong together. Won't you believe in my song? My love. There's so many ways.
It's your boy Papa Dub. Just know we coming for you.
Let me hold you in my arms.
For all the children that y'all took from us, all the slaves, all the lost souls. We coming. I did this for him for the ancestors.
He did that one for the ancestors.
All the wrong things y'all did to my people. And
Real
people
shit.
in general, we coming.
They here.
Coming.
They here. They here, Papa Doug. They here. Shout out to Ms. Yo Thoughts, man, on some real shit. Yo, that ain't no lie. The ancestors is here. All right. So he did this a little, I think it was a little before the pandemic, yo, on some real shit, and he killed them lyrics, yo. Shout out to Papa Duck, yo. He really, really killed it. He said everything that was going to happen, right? Because he was paying attention. And while he was, putting them lyrics together, we was out here trying to figure it out. There was already a lot of people already talking about it, right? Having conversations, right, that mattered. People are already prepared, well aware of what's going to happen and what to do. But there's people out here that don't. Why? Because they didn't give a fuck. It wasn't them. It had nothing to do with them. Remember that. Big shout out to Papa Duck, yo.
And if I'm lying, if I ain't making sense on what I'm saying, then explain to me why we've been under this same scrutiny for over 400 years. Which actually absolutely proves nothing till today has worked. You name it. You think if a couple niggas got a couple $1 million, that means something? Do you understand that once a black person, an uneducated black person, no disrespect, gets millions of dollars, do you know what that does to us if it's not allocated the right way? That's just more promotion that they have that this black millionaire is going to push amongst us, because all we do is throw flashy shit in each other's face.
Real shit.
We brag about the money we have, so it really helps them. And every time they spend some of that black $1 million money, the shit goes right back to the same people. Bro, you playing a game that was designed for you to lose. And most people can't comprehend this shit because school teaches you not to use your critical thinking.
Real shit.
Again, ask why we've been fucked up like this for over 400 years. Ask why nothing has changed.
That's some real shit. That's the one question that I don't hear people asking. I hear complaints. I hear excuses. Blessings, Cool G. Welcome to the live. Welcome. How you doing today? But that's some facts right there, yo. Like, people ask all the wrong questions, and that's why they're not getting the answers, right? So let's take it, to psychological warfare, right? Shaping minds by shaping blocks, all right? How do repeated symbols of sin, salvation, and control affect a child growing up on that corner? Liquor equals escape. Church equals judgment. Clinic equals regulation. Where's the space for imagination, for growth, for joy? Is religion serving faith or rewriting trauma as divine punishment? Emotional abuse framed as righteousness? Submission disguised as salvation? Are we taught bodily? Slow down, Ray, because you get the word fucked up. All right. Are we taught bodily? Ara, uh, I don't know. Anatomy. There you go. Are we taught bodily anatomy in clinics, or are we taught that our bodies are liabilities, right? Liabilities to be managed. There you go. What the fuck? I hate when that happens. I hope y'all understand. All right. Don't mind my tongue twisting. All right. That's my accent coming out. All right. My Spanglish trying to come out. I fuck up words. All right. I mispronounce words. Yes, I'm guilty of that. All right. And I do get tongue twisted when I pronounce certain words. Yes, I'm guilty of that too. So if y'all want to judge and laugh, go ahead. I mean, not judge. Y'all want to laugh, go ahead. But don't judge. All right. Cool G says pay traders is the number one reason. Think about it. That's some real shit though. You're not lying. It goes all the way back in history, right? The traders within the communities, right? Especially the ones that are there, right? You got leaders trying to make a change and stuff like that. Let's go like Malcolm X, for example, right? Somebody within sat here and gave him up. All right. And that's why I tell people, man, we talk so much about him, right? He gave us the blueprint. He's got to be rolling in circles in his grave right now because the blueprint is in our face. We know what the hell to do, but we're so divided. We're so fucking divided. And that's why I made that poem, right? Shout out to Miss Joe Thoughts and Miss Akimi for inspiring me to write it, right? They taught us how to split everything, but not the heavy pain. And that's some real shit. And I'm going to keep saying it time after time after time after time. They taught us how to share everything except the heavy pain. And that's some real shit. Cool G says it's so easy, like 1, 2, 3 to unite, but hard to because people talk too much and not on the same accord. And that's some real shit.
Like I say, think cause a couple niggas get some money, something gonna change. Bro, our black dollar isn't to liberate our people. Every black dollar goes to that individual. It ain't to come bring it together like every other culture do. We don't spend money with each other because we too crying and bitching about every little thing a black business do. Oh, it's a little smut on the fork. Oh, they this, they that. I ain't supporting no black business just because they black. If you don't support a black business, which means by default you're supporting the same people that gonna keep their foot on your neck. I'm gonna say that shit again. If you don't support a black business, you're going to support the same people that you're putting in power financially to continue to put a foot on your motherfucking neck.
Oh my, boom, bitches.
We as people start to move get out all that emotional shit. Let's start helping each other as black business owners and as black supporters. As black business owners and as black supporters to say, you know what? I think we could have did this better. I think we could come up with some type of program online that'll help black-owned businesses learn not to only be better to their customers, but teach the customers how to not always jump on Facebook every time you see something. Why? Because we are so behind. We are taught to self-destruct. Do you understand? We cannot afford not to support each other. You know how these Chinese people look at us like we the dumbest people we are the silliest, stupidest people to these people. These people come to our neighborhood, open up a store. We go in that bitch every day and spend our money and don't say shit. Soon as we go to a black person, we worry about the price. We worry about a nigga getting over. We worry about this. But the same money we take and spending that shit with other cultures, not realizing that we are financially supporting our own demise and don't even fucking know it. So to you, my friend, this system has been so strategically planned to where we will self-destruct and don't know it. Prideful. We wear everybody else's shit but our own. We don't support, and we don't understand why it's so imperative to have a cultural, consolidated financial foundation. We don't understand that.
That's some real shit, yo. Like, let me put in a little bit of profit and models built on pain, right? Who profits from addiction but never funds recovery? I would love to hear the answer for that. Who do liquor stores, right? Why do liquor stores multiply but mental health clinics remain scarce, right? Is population control a quiet goal maxed by choice? I would love to hear the answers to that. My answer has been given throughout this whole life. And it, my answers is right there to answer all three of these questions if y'all paid attention. Now, I would love to hear y'all, right? Let's get the discussion started, all right?
Every other culture spend money with each other. You're Indian.
And that's some real shit what Cool G says, right? And it's hard to join organizations, right? Knowing that there's someone that's always going to... What's crazy is, right, when you make it to a certain place, right? When you make it to a certain place, right, there's always going to be somebody that's hating, and they think they're going to be better off if they sit here and they sell you off, and in reality, they're not. Then when you do make it somewhere, right, but you're not making it as high as you were supposed to because of what the setback, this motherfucker want to come and join back. Nah. You see where I'm coming from? And that's the problem that we have nowadays, right? We have, how can I say it? I think I said it best in my poetry, right? We got motherfuckers with itchy hands, right? Ready to see you go missing on some real shit.
This world is crazy. I would say shady. Ironic, right? Nowadays, you can't trust no one. When you do, niggas be having their panties all in a bunch, thinking that they own one. Saying the things that you accomplished in life is theirs and that you owe them one. Nowadays, your friends turn into enemies, and your family members are your biggest haters. They see you accomplished. What's even more crazy is that they say as time passed by, it will heal everything. I seen time flash by, and it revealed everything, leaving me on standby, ready to kill everything. Alone in the mirror saying, girl, you're everything. You don't need for anything, shorty. So if you haven't walked a mile in my shoes, take a minute and listen so you can consume everything. Me and you are not the same, so make sure that they don't talk about us, only when there's a crime. Would you believe me if I was to tell you that in this world, with or without money, we're all rich, even the poor? The problem is those that say that I'm reaching out to give a hand and stay they leeching hands is itching, ready to see you listen. Well, thinking what to write, something inside me told me I can freestyle or I can rap. I can go with a rhythm that can make you dance. Tell you what I see on a daily, tell you everything's okay just to avoid dilemma. Or I can simply bring you something positive to the table and warn you of the ongoing problems that we're having. Instead, I have to reach out to my conscience once again as I watch the crime and the violence rise and the kids lose their innocence. Now the concept of forming a home day by day loses its essence. They don't want to hear that. I can't keep my arms crossed in front of the system. If I don't do something, I'm also part of the problem. As guilty as the one that pulls the trigger, like the person in the crowd that hits the record button on their phone to expose a lie instead of the truth for clout. They need 1,000 views. The government doesn't have a solution. The problem started when we took God out the equation. The problem ain't us celebrating. The problem is that we a nation divided when we should be a nation united and praying. That's how we live today. When problems occur, we come up with a meaning. Laugh a little, move on with no care in the world, as if it ain't even a thing in this world. If it's like this today, I don't want to see the future. Because nowadays, they'll make a meme out of a person that can't even see the day of light no more. What makes you think they care? They can't even break bread at the table. I don't know how you want to be rappers and lyricists can go on with life, living on an illusion of nothing good to write. Talking about killing someone, selling drugs with pride, until the scripts are flipped and it's someone you love dies. Right? This ain't solved by activating the National Guards going behind bars. This is deep. This is me and you.
And that's some real shit. And that's the world that we live in today, a world full of memes, right? A world full of people bashing people, right? We expose the dark side, right? Allegedly, according to them, but we hide the light. We share our laughters and joys, right? But we bash those that come to the light, right? Exposing the dark. Let's make it make sense. Either we want to get out of the darkness and reach the light, or we want to cover the light and stay in darkness. Which one is it? Real shit. Listen. One thing I'm not gonna do is apologize, right, for speaking in metaphor, right? Like I tell people, pen and paper are my best friend, right? When I watch people on social media, right, and I listen to these stories, when I listen to these podcasts, I get inspired. I write poetry, right? Sometimes it comes out as short poetry. Sometimes it comes out as a lyrical poem. However it comes out, right, it's my thoughts into a piece of paper, right? And all I'm doing is just giving it some poetic justice. When I was younger, I never understood that I had this gift. I didn't understand that I had this gift until I came onto social media and I read a few of my poems to a few people and they started telling me, yo, you got a gift. And what's crazy, right? When I started showing people what I could do, right, outside of the people that knew what I could do, I didn't know that I could touch and inspire and motivate those that are out there outside of my circle. I didn't know that my way was a way of helping, right, people come out of the darkness into the light. And I'm doing it more now. See, that's my way of helping, right? Not just that, I'm also the voice for a lot of the youth out here. You see where I'm coming from? And I'm also the voice for a lot of women that go through abuse. We shouldn't be stuck in silence. Like, it's time to speak up, for real. Like, why are we quiet? Why are we staying quiet? More hiding the hurt, no more playing pretend. It's time to share the struggle, let the healing begin. We're stronger together, let's lift each other high. In a world full of pain, we can learn to fly. It's us versus the system. We're breaking the mold. Fist in the air. Yeah, we're taking control. No more silence, no more fear. Together we rise. Let them know we're here. Riders for life. If you laugh, I understand. Don't judge this shorty. I ain't no rapper. I'm a writer. But I have to get my message out there, all right? We're not here trying to change nothing. We're here to improve. Once again, big shout out to my OG Gary, all right? We're not here trying to change anybody, trying to convert anybody, trying to do none of that. Like a shorty said in the beginning, I don't have a religion. I believe in God, nothing more, nothing less, all right? But we sure as hell is trying to improve. All right, a better us, right? A better you, a better you, a better us, right? A better world, a better, better everything. Like we know that there's gonna be, bad in the world. The problem is what we gonna do it within our own lives. All right. Some of us, how can I say, are fighting demons and shit, right? In the same fucking hell. Who is we to judge any of us? Like, let's be real. Like, one thing I could sit here and say, right, and it's crazy how it has to take for me to write it in poem, right? We share the fun times, we share the fun times, right? Deflect the pain, laughing in the sunshine, dancing in the rain, right? But the shadows linger, they creep and they crawl, breaking us down, but we don't share at all. We got hate in our hearts, but we keep it concealed. Taught to share the joy, but the wounds stay unhealed. On some real shit, yo. So shout out to Papa Doug for always being consistent and spreading his message.
Any ain't gonna buy from Indian. These people will never support your black ass. And you talking about supporting each other. If you think about it, remember, school takes away your critical thinking. For you to be so smart, you can't figure out why it's so important to support black people. Get out your feelings. Oh, black people this, black people that. I get it. But you name me one motherfucker that just every time you went to them, you got the best service in the world. Stop it. You've been programmed. I mean, programmed to believe that shit. I'm going to say this, I'm going to let y'all go, and I always use this as an example. If you are in Orlando.
Papa Duck, I'm going to need you to do me a favor, boo. Stop saying you're going to go halfway through the video, all right? We still got a whole nother 9 minutes to go through. You ain't going nowhere yet for another 9 minutes, all right? I love you, boo, but you got to stop saying that, all right?
Or anywhere else and you eat seafood, you start to realize that these Chinese people have bought all the seafood restaurants and they all serve the same shit. Seafood in a motherfucking plastic bag.
I'm dead.
Let me show you how powerful that is. And I always use it as an example. I'm gonna tell you how powerful this is. This is how one culture can change another culture through business.
Real shit.
These motherfuckers can come over here and sell black people what black people eat and cook it the way they want to cook it and give it to black people, and black people consume that shit, and these people get rich in the process, and they've changed the way we consume and eat motherfucking seafood, because we did not grow up eating no motherfucking seafood in no bag. We're not thinking like that. You got two type of people in the world. You got sellers and buyers. They the sellers, we the buyers. This is equivalent to a black man going to China, cooking Chinese food the way that that black man sees fit and selling it to Chinese people, changing the way they culturally cook it. And this is how you can change a culture through business. It should be illegal for one culture to violate another culture. Bitch, if you ain't black,
bitch,
and you ain't grew up and you ain't cooked our culturally foods, right? You take.
Yo, I can't. I gotta pause. He said, "Bitch, yo, I get you, Papa Duck, and you spitting some real shit." Let me go back a little bit because I cut him the fuck off. I can't. Yo, hold on, wait 1 second, boo. Give me 1 second, yo. You know what the problem is? They're not teaching us business. They're not selling us business. You know what they're teaching us? Drama. They selling us drama, right? They say don't bring the drama, keep it all in the light. But every night I'm fighting these demons in sight. Whispers in my mind, yeah, they echo in silence, right? They echo and shout. While I'm smiling on the surface, I'm breaking without. We're sharing the laughter, but what's underneath? A battlefield of sorrow, a war with no peace. We're warriors in silence, but nobody knows how the pain that we carry just grows and it grows. That's some real shit, Papa Duck. That's what they're teaching us.
Bitch, if you ain't
bitch.
Black and you ain't grew up and you ain't cooked our culturally foods, right? You take our foods and you cook it the way you want to cook it and sell it, and you don't give us no kickback. You ain't get no say so. We just able to cross-reference cultures and fuck up our lineage and fuck it. It doesn't make sense. If you're a Chinese person or any other person, and it goes for black people too, vice versa. If you one culture dibble and dabble in another culture and you take their foods, right? That's been here for thousands of years. And you start to cook how you want to cook it, and you start to sell it to these same people, right? And you change the way that this food was cooked originally, right? Cook it your way, sell it to them, and you don't give them no kickback. You don't ask for no consent. You don't ask, could you do it? And this is just cultural collateral. This is cultural conflict. That's what this is. Cultural conflict. That should be against the law. But in America got Taco Bell, and look what they doing to the Mexicans.
Look what they doing to the Mexicans. I can't, yo. I can't with him, yo. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Was it on Words panel? I was. Yes, I think it was that I was on Words panel, right? And we was talking about the Mexican food, and I said it. I feel as though Taco Bell and all these Mexican little fast food restaurants they got, it's not authentic Mexican food. Like if you go to Los Tacos and shit like that, right? Authentic Mexican restaurants with legal Mexicans and stuff like that cooking in them, that's some authentic food. You be having some great ass enchiladas, some great ass and some fajitas, and they from scratch. All right, it ain't no frozen shit delivered in a motherfucking truck. No, these motherfuckers gotta go to the farmer's market. All right, get everything from scratch and cook that shit, or they go to a fucking market with food. They got chicken, beef, and the swine. But y'all get my point. All right, there's a fucking big difference. Fuck Taco Bell, Los Tacos Locos, right there. Yeah, you fucking right. Man, that's the problem, yo. It's the shit that's gotten monetized, right? I mean, we're not even healing, yo. When healing is monetized and morality is weaponized, can anything truly empower us? Let's be real. When healing is monetized and morality is weaponized, can anything truly empower us? Can we are we able, here's the real question. Are we able to flip those scripts around? All right? Is we able to flip those scripts around? Can we stop making healing a monetized thing, right? How can we do that? How can we stop using morality as, as a weapon towards each other? Do we have to be followers? And what's crazy is they told us to follow. But shit, we ready to fucking fly and die. Are institutions in poor neighborhoods designed to create coping, not liberation? Do liquor, religion, and reproductive control form a triangle trap, one that corners people in cycles of guilt, dependence, and exhaustion? All right. Once again, we're here to improve. We're not here to debate. We're not here to argue. We're not here to bash. All right. We're here to have conversations that actually do matter. Or let's put it like this so people can really, pay attention and focus. We're having conversations that don't matter. Okay? Shout out to the word for teaching me that. Like, this shit is crazy. You see, Cool G says Taco Bell don't have shit on our real tacos with the carne asada, cilantro, onions on that motherfucker. Yo, that's some real shit. Yo, I want me a real Mexican taco. I want the cilantro. I don't like onions, but I'll eat onions on a fucking taco. Like, for some reason, on Mexican food, I'll eat onions. But you put onions on something else raw, boy, we having a problem. We fighting like we is in the hood. We fighting like I'm a ratchet chick from the goddamn hood, all right? Because just because you from the hood don't mean you ratchet, all right? But shit, fucking with my food gonna get the ratchetness out the fuck me shit. I've been around some ratchet bitches, chill. That shit'll come out of me. That it's that vibe, that frequency, that shit goes, whoo, that energy, that shit transfers sometimes. And sometimes I could just forget that I don't know. I'm just a divine spirit. But shit, don't fuck with my Mexican food, yo. On some real shit. Don't do that. No. And my mama was a chef, yo. She made Mexican food from scratch. I miss her cooking. Mama, can you make me a plate from up there? Or wherever you at? Because I don't even think you up in no clouds, dude. But where you at spiritually, make me a plate.
They took a culture's food and created a franchise, and they gave these people a damn motherfucking dime. See, we don't think like that. America will teach you to just buck all. There's no culture. There's no respect for culture in America.
There's not.
And culture is what keeps things intact. Moving forward, culture is the lines in the road. Like I told y'all, without those lines in the road, your ass will be all over the road. That's what culture does. So when they take your culture away and replace it with this satanic European Western way of doing shit, you cooked.
Yep.
You cooked. Now you got women from other countries that was born here that done adopted this shit and then forgot about how their culture did shit.
Yo, you ain't lying. No matter where I'm at or no matter what I'm doing, I'm never forgetting my roots. I'm never forgetting my ethnicity, my culture. You see where I'm coming from? And that's some real shit, man. The problem is that we're surrounded with so many people with strings attached to their backs. And it was crazy watching the Word live yesterday. I'm not sure if it was him or Gary. They said it on the chat, or was it just Word? But I know somebody said it, right? That, if the system is not working for you, then you wasn't a part of that system. You wasn't a part of that equation. You see where I'm coming from? And if y'all been watching us, y'all been watching the past few lives, we broke this shit down on the first live, all right? So, shout out to Papa Duck for bringing awareness to this topic, yo, because it's crazy, right? Money over morals.
Right? You had Haitian women that will bathe you, pick your feet up and bathe the bottom of your feet. Shit, try that shit now. Treat your men like kings.
Yep.
And kings and men treat their women like queens, bro. Man, they replaced that shit with thoughthism.
He said thoughism.
Validation.
Real shit.
Eyelashes, BBLs, and all kind of other shit. No culture. If you don't know where you come from, how the fuck you know where you're going? And these people have done this on a massive scale, bro. So these people don't give a fuck about your culture. It's all about money.
Money over everything.
Keeps them in power. I told y'all the worst thing ever happened to black people.
And what's crazy, right? He ain't lying. How many guys out here, especially women too, money over hoes, money over bitches, money over everything, money over this. I'm sitting here like, so money will make you go, money will make you dance. But motherfuckers don't understand that you're rich, whether you're rich or poor.
Is when we integrate it. Because now every nigga wanna dress and wear the finest robes, and you're not supporting your own people because you want to be like another group of people.
Yep.
Before all this, bro, we black people, we had no choice but to spend money with black people. Had no choice. That's when we had black hotels, black cab businesses, bus businesses,
the Black Wall Street and all that, right?
They say no, fuck it. We finna enslave the world. The same thing they did to the women when it came to women's liberation, when women want to be equal as men. But like I told y'all, they couldn't tax the world. They only could tax men. So when they promoted that, hey, women, y'all just as equal as men. What y'all doing? And women went to saying, yeah, that's right. And when all women was able to work and do shit, now they can tax the world.
Pete.
They can tax men and women. It's the same.
If we connect, if we follow the dots, right, on some real shit, we can connect them, right, and learn our real history. But people are too lazy to do that nowadays. Shit, some people are lazy to fucking cook. A lot of females they think that making food in the microwave, that's the way to go. I'm looking at this fucking radioactive steak this chick cooked one day. She's like, you want some? I'm good. Like, shit, I might become radioactive myself. All that time you left that motherfucking piece of steak in the goddamn microwave cooking, that shit's still fucking raw. That shit's still blood coming out of that shit. I want my shit well done. Thank you, please. I want my shit on the grill. That's why I don't eat in people's houses. I'm good. I'm a picky motherfucker. All right? I don't care what nobody says. If it ain't my mama's cooking, if it ain't my cooking or somebody that I know for sure, I'm not eating off of anybody's crib. I don't give a fuck. I'll bring my own food. I'll be like like that TikToker, right? It's this white boy married to this Mexican chick, right? And one day he was bringing food, right? They told him to bring the food. The food bought Taco Bell. I was cracking the mother. Yo, I can't. Yo, I'm saying here like, yo, he could have bought some steaks to cook or something. Motherfucker went and bought some motherfucking Taco Bell. I couldn't, yo. But that's some real shit.
Ain't that thing now with slavery? Slavery used to be just black people. All we know, oh man, black people were slaves and all this and that. Okay, you know what? We're gonna integrate. Now y'all can go to jail and become slaves too. And y'all don't even fucking know it. So now slavery went from private to public. I keep telling y'all this shit. Once you when you go to prison, you state property. Black, green, white, I don't give a fuck what color you are.
People yet don't know to connect the dots. My bad. Follow the money. You follow the tracks. Follow that money.
You're a slave. Listen, man, it's your boy Popped Up, man. Put your comments on the bottom of this video. Like I said, we're a community. We're here to learn from each other. But go back for a recap. Like I said, in the hood, this is why Planned Parenthood is there, because they don't want us to procreate. All they want to do is give us birth control. You go in there with a headache, they want to give you birth control. Your leg hurt, birth control. This and that, birth control. So, and ain't gonna lie, we took a class at one on Planned Parenthood when we was younger. We didn't know no better. They paid us $60 to take a class to teach us how to use rubbers.
Wait a minute. Hold the fuck up. No. You got paid? Bullshit. Why didn't they pay us? They made us take the classes in fucking middle school. Bullshit. They should have paid us in my bad. Yeah, that was middle school. I'm not tripping. I was about to say, no, Ray, it wasn't elementary, it was middle school. Get the fuck out of here. Wait a minute. How y'all got paid? They should have paid all of us when they made us take. They forced us to take that class. I know parents, was able to write a letter and say, I don't want my child to participate in sex ed or Planned Parenthood. But the funny part about it, my mama ain't take me out. She let me take the class. Shit. Some of them conversations were very uncomfortable at the age of fucking 12. All right. But they paid you $60. Why didn't they pay us $60 every week? We had to take that class once a week. Shit, we would have been rich.
Now you would think, oh yeah, that's for diseases. No, motherfucker, they don't want us to procreate. And this is why you'll never see a fertility clinic in the hood. Liquor stores, go look up the word akul. It's in the Bible. That's where you get the word alcohol from. And this is why some of these liquor stores are called spirits, because alcohol, once you become drunk, that spirit gets into you and you open yourself up for other entities. And this is why motherfuckers get drunk. They have sex, cheering, they do all kind of shit, fight, cuss people out, and wake up the next morning like ain't nothing happened because it was.
Oh, dude, some real shit. Like people get tipsy drunk, like to the point where they don't remember nothing. They get amnesia. Some women just go wild. They go ham when they on that dark liquor. Poor guy don't got a break. He sleeping for the next 3 to 4 days. Like shit. She gets this energy that Lord knows where it came from. Like alcohol will make a motherfucker do things, that they've never done before. It gives the weakest motherfucker courage on some real shit. It makes him step up, right, and face their fears. This shit is wild.
And them. You feel me? Check cash and stores is in the hood. Why? Because poor people are the ones that's going to come to these check cash stores because we don't have nothing. Remember, we playing their game. Ain't none equality about America. All that, oh man, you got to get out there and get it, and man, you got to get off your ass. Nigga, everybody don't comprehend the same. They know that shit.
Real shit.
You gotta figure that out too. Because if we did, we'll all be on the same level.
They don't want to wake up, Papa Doug. They don't want to wake up, Like for real. Like, what does it mean when every corner sells escape, salvation, or sterilization, but not opportunity? If you had therapy, equity, my bad, fuck it, I'm going to say it like that, and access, would those institutions still be necessary? Are you free to choose or just choosing from cages provided? Is we really free to choose, or are we just choosing from cages that are provided to us? Who decides what your community needs, and why don't you get to decide for yourself if it's we the people?
And there's churches on every corner, because like I say, church is what makes the person throw out logic. If you use logic, you will understand something ain't right. God ain't gonna bless the slave owners and the slaves at the same time. How the hell the slave owner and the slave gonna worship the same God? But that's why I say, I ain't say don't believe in God, I just say don't believe in that what they trying to tell you. And if you do, like I say, ignorance is no excuse.
Okay?
And also go look up redlining. You will understand this is how they can map out where poor people live and where middle class or rich people live. And this is why when the lights go off in a hurricane in the rich people neighborhood, that shit don't go off.
And don't worry, we're going to go down a rabbit hole. We're going to go down that rabbit hole with the demon alcohol, right? Alcohol. And we're going to look up redlining too. So we're going to do 2 lives this weekend, right, that involve just that. So if you ain't sub up, make sure that you do. And guys, there's different ways to support a Shorty's channel and everything that she is doing.
Go off at first. I better start using y'all motherfucking head. Start pointing your fingers at these city commissioners, the motherfuckers who so-called got your back.
Uh-huh.
Believe that shit. Nothing till today has worked, not just for black people, but for white people too. Because like I say, I don't care if you think you better than black people because you white and you walking with your nose up and you a prejudiced, bro. You shop at the same store, you go to the same insurance, you got the same doctor.
Real shit.
Right? There's no
people
difference,
don't see
bro.
it.
You eating the same fucked up food, you're breathing the same fucked up air. You may just be in a position where your family got a little money and you might got a little better doctor. It's the same thing. No doctor don't know shit no more than the next doctor because they all go to the same school. It's called indoctrination.
Man, people know this shit, Papa Duck. They just don't care. They just really don't care. They too busy trying to figure out who are you. When they ask me who are you, you know what I say? Who am I? Who the fuck is you?
In the eyes of the world, we may seem apart, but deep down inside, we share the same heart. You may judge me by my outward view, but I know my worth and where I'm going to. Who am I? Who are you? Beneath the skin, we are one. No matter how you see me, our souls have just begun. Don't let appearances deceive your sight. I know my purpose, and I'll shine bright. Down in the surface, we both bleed red. No need for judgment or words left unsaid. I know who I am and where I stand tall.
So once again, man, who am I? Bitch, who the fuck is you? You know who you are and what you want? Because I sure as hell do.
Listen, man, it's your boy Papa Duck, man. Put all your comments on the bottom.
All right, so that's it. That's all he's going to say right there, man. So we're going to play the next two videos probably later on or tomorrow. All right, guys, man. Like, I know these are mind-provoking questions, but, you know, I ask these questions, right? Because right now, it's like everything seems to be money over morals. Who's cashing in on our pain? Right? They say we're being served, but we're being studied. They say we're being helped, but we're being harvested. All right? Don't let that go over your head. All right? Those are just metaphors. But that's all the time that I got. That's, you know, all I wanted to say for right now. Later on, we're going to do part 2. I'm not sure if it's today or we're going to do it tomorrow. I tried, you know, doing this last night, but didn't work out. It's so many things popped off. So, you know, a lot of y'all know that a shorty has a regular life out here. I also got boots on the ground. So sometimes it might be difficult for me to come on. Like if I do schedule, that's why I don't really schedule. I'm the pop-up queen. All right. So make sure that you subbed up, right? If you want to come in, you want to join a panel and have a conversation with a shorty, ask questions, right? Let's, you know, have conversations that build nations on some real shit. Can we change the scripts? I know we can. But, you know, it's too many excuses right now. We too divided to even get to that right now. So let's just keep bringing awareness until, you know, it's a possibility. It might not even be done through our generation. What's crazy is it might be possible through the next generation. The question is, how are we going to prepare them? Especially when we already got the majority of this generation coming up fucked up. And it's, you know, crazy because our generation fucked up this generation. The generation before us fucked up our generation. But with that being said, guys, till next time, this y'all shorty Rachel. I hope all of y'all have a blessed and humble day. Continue to have a blessed and humble afternoon.
Religiously, understand the 7 principles of hell. You understand the 7 demons within you. You understand the whole concept. There's a whole metaphysical concept. We ain't go over that, but it ain't.
It tears us apart. Black or white, it's time for a fresh start. We're quick to point fingers at others, but in reality, it's ourselves that we need. The power to change lies within us. Why blame others when we can be our own lead? Just a little food for thought.
But they done tricked you. They done told you it's something outside you coming into you. That's how they get you to accept God is outside you. That's that whole concept. God knows it's in you. That's why when you have a deep desire